All right. So yeah, you hear laser fire down the hallway where Jason's character is. There seems to be kind of a firefight there. What do you do?
Well, you make it to the doorway.
All right. You notice Jason's kind of looks like he's in a crouched position. His arm seems to be gone. His right arm or right hand is gone, and he seems to be aiming at the Santa Claus who's in the corner.
Mine would put that.
You could make a shot, but it'll be disadvantaged because there seems to be a fiery inferno in front of you.
Will do.
All right. See, roll me two dice, 15, 18. Roll me a d10. Roll me a d100. Yeah, you shoot and his head disappears in a flash of light, and his body doesn't realize that the head's gone at first, and it takes a couple stumbles and then it flops down. You do hear, "Oh shit!" That seems to be coming from the room to your right.
Like the
Jeremy.
one behind.
Yeah, there's one behind glass, but you don't have advantage on him.
I want to set up at this door, so if anyone with the Uzi laser thing, so if anyone comes in, we're just going to blast them.
Yep, Jason.
Rain with bullets.
So Jason, you can do the same thing as that guy, or basically the Santa did on you.
I will go here, right here,
Okay.
and wide fire on the fucking window my laser shotgun.
Sure, roll the hit.
Uh,
Roll me damage. So D10. It punches a nice small hole into the wall, but you do not hear him cry out or anything like that. But you know
right on.
you can kind of technically see like his posture from the hole.
And I duck.
Sure. Yeah, you can do that. One, two. So you do think that the barricade will hold one more round before it kind of disintegrates. I'm going to roll to see this guy's intelligence. Yeah. He will. Um, he is going to get up and walk to the door, and then open the door, and then start firing.
He ran through the fire?
The door's right here.
Now the barricade's still there too.
Let's do a higher low game for this one. If the Santas were stupid enough to barricade or like put the furniture that too close to him to actually get out. High or low?
High.
He kind of bumps the door, and now technically the door's starting to smoke, but he's he knows his time is short, so he comes out firing. However, he's gonna move to a position where he technically sees you two. So 1, 2, 3 on you, Jason. 4, 5, 6 on Denver. All right, and he fires. However, he misses. He's kind of Ramboing, and it's like, die, die. You're ruining Christmas. Denver. You notice this guy comes from the office, or from this sealed room, and he's taking wide shots at you guys.
Bang, bang. I shoots him down. Bang, bang.
Yeah. So you roll to hit. Roll a d10. You disintegrate, or you put a good size hole through his chest, as he looks dumbfounded, and he keels over. He keels backwards into the smoky barricade. Jeremy.
Where I'm at, kind of like trying to peek through that door, but still like enough where I can like see down with past that door.
You
Ready
could
to
take
move.
your head and look out.
All right, so I'm gonna
All right.
hold my head out a little bit to see.
All right. Give me 1 second. I keep on forgetting how to. All right. You will notice half the room, because you quickly realize that there is quite a few people in that room. As basically, and yeah, I guess you'll get the number. I'll technically show you the whole room. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, shit.
As basically they kind of position them kind of similar to the Santa Clauses in that room, ready for like intruders to try to storm the castle.
I'm gonna stay where I am and just
All right.
wait for them to. If they come, I'll blast them.
The doors, like they actually, what I'll do, because you're gonna open it, and they'll realize what you're doing. All right, you notice a couple shots, because you're kind of getting ready for it. I'll have you do two dexes.
2 decks.
Yeah. So
Alright.
the first one's gonna avoid the 20, which unfortunately will probably, ugh. The 19 will be not as vicious. High or low?
Low.
The god of the computer is with you. That I'll swap the 19 and 20 if it's low. low, right?
Yep, low.
Oh,
Woo!
That's high.
that is high. No, ignore
Added
that
together,
one.
though, it's lower than the average.
Yeah, I'll re-roll that to give you a chance because technically not, I would take. Well, I should take the 93, but I'll be merciful. I'll do it one more time. Okay. It does. I do reverse the numbers, so you don't get insta headshot, but you do take. Actually, that's probably gonna be an insta headshot anyway. God is not kind to you. I try to be.
Die and you get your sixth body.
Deformities inbound. Woo!
Yeah. The door gets shredded, and you try to move your you try your reflexes as hard as possible. Basically, the laser skims half of your head, and basically you have the half of your head gone, as it slumps down and starts spazzing out, kicking.
Death.
All right.
So this will be number 6 clone as you pop out, and you do notice.
Antlers.
You're now a furry.
Let's do. I'll let you roll for the D100 and high. It's again a high-low game, but it's up to you, and technically this will also count for location of where this is. So if you guess right in regards to the high-low game, it won't be really a huge disadvantage. Like, it won't be a baby arm or something awful. It'll be like your skin color is different, or you have.
You're a furry.
I'm gonna go for low.
All right, so low. So roll me a D100.
Yes.
All right, so this happens with your right arm. And I like Jason where he's going with it. Your arm is actually has hair, lots of hair. It's
like my picture does, like my slutty
God.
Rudolph. That's what I was hoping for.
It's fine. You died, so yeah, you do it now. It's kind of thick. It's like Cookie Monster hair, like it's monster kind of hair, Chewbacca kind of style.
God damn it!
But it is brown.
Shame.
You could cut it and trim it enough to make your horrible picture. But right now
It's not your full body yet.
Yeah, it just your right arm. And you can still grip everything and all that, but yeah, your right arm is covered in brown fur. And that's your and then what will happen is mutations will just keep adding to it until you're like a chaotic spawn.
I'll get to my furry self. I'll get antlers. I'll conform.
All right. So yeah, you have your regular stuff. That machine gun's still in your arms of your corpse.
I'll have to go grab it in the radio again. God damn it.
What is your contraband?
Basically, yeah. The only thing I'll say is the if you want that machine gun, apparently it did not transfer because it's considered a contraband weapon. But there's really no cleanup crew, so bodies here technically still have what they had before.
Perfect. I can go and grab the stuff.
All right,
bananas.
Jason.
I am strong boy with only left hand. It's time to step out and greet fake Santa Claus, who's still wearing the suit for some reason, so I'm instantly wait, my intelligence is high enough to know. Never mind.
No, Denver peeled back his suit. Like basically
Why is it so red?
his face is red. Like anything that the suit wasn't covering, it's soaked in blood. Like he's basically bathed in blood, and then when he ripped off the suit, basically it looks like tan lines. So he looks like the only thing that's not covered with blood on his skin, it looks like a mustache, or like a beard, like where a beard would have been.
All right. So I walk out of the room, greet my blood-covered friend,
Now
and
he
say, "Let
probably
us go."
still looks crazed.
I say, "Let us go to the conference of the Sandy Clauses." And come here.
All right.
Taking cover behind this trashed vehicle.
Okay, you can use it for cover. You notice though, I'll technically have you do a perception before you go down that hallway. Heat in the battle, so you run for cover. Actually, they don't get around it because they already did their whole load. You do notice that the door is gone for this, and you do see your comrade. At first you think he's still alive because his head's still, like, everything seems to be attacked, but he's still twitching, and you notice that he leans his head towards you, and you notice like half his head is gone before he finishes his seizures.
Well, too bad.
So sad. Okay. So yeah, you go and you do technically from your vantage point you will see boy over here. Boy over here and boy over here.
I see them and I take aim and wide shot from here to here. So I have a 1 in 3 chance of missing. Even if I get attacked. Because why the fuck not, right?
So you're trying to get 2 shots at once? Kind of a...
No, 1 shot, just spread like that. Like it's because it's a shotgun?
Where'd you get a shotgun?
I had a shotgun from the start.
Is that a contraband weapon?
Contraband. Yes.
Okay. Sure. I'll have you. Yeah, if you're gonna try to like pepper 2
One round.
1 round.
Just
All right.
spread like that.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Roll ahead.
$93.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Roll a d20. Roll a d100. Let's have you roll everything.
Ooh.
You fire into the room and you hear the loud BAM! And this guy's, he's kind of poking his head, like, doing shots from what behind looks like one of those elf or one of those workshop tables. And half his head, disappears in vapor.
Oh, yeah, boy. Fucking wide shot for the win.
These 3 hold their position. However, the one does see you, and he moves behind the table instead of in the clear, and he crouches and he fires over the table. but he does miss. Denver. It's your go. Are you gonna listen behind that or open the door?
I want to.
Open. You notice that it seems to be kind of a changing room as you see Santa Claus suits as well as what looks like regular either infrared or red jumpers, depending on if they're on duty or not. So there are a few Santa Claus outfits that are actually in really good condition.
Nothing. What am I thinking for?
Say that again.
Do I see, like, is that a door?
Yeah, there's a door there. There is a door over there. So yeah, you moved and kind of glanced. No one's in that room, and you start moving back. And yeah, there is a door over there. That's your round. Yes, you.
Every out.
Is it?
Yeah, a bit. I'm trying to change the servers a bit in hopes to help that.
I think it's just because I changed my mic settings a bit so that.
It might be your decibels are too high. Your decibels.
But yeah, because Tyler was getting earlier, so I changed it so that Tyler doesn't get picked up.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard Tyler yet from any of this.
Yeah, Tyler hasn't been talking this whole time.
When we were playing Destiny, doing.
Yeah, lower your decibels a bit, Denver. I guess.
Yeah, I'm
Pretty
planning.
much, I think I've used my full movement, so next round
Yeah.
I plan to go check for it.
Jeremy, so you come out of one of those resopods.
Yep. Now, can I only move, like, if I, like, run, how far can I go?
You'll move 60. So it's double your movement. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
So it should get me there. If I counted correctly.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. You technically could be where that poor civilian came out before you ran him over with your car.
Alright, I move there. Run there.
Okay. So you kind of run to the scene. 5, 10. Oh yeah, your car's in the way. They can't see you shit. They can't see shit. Jason.
After I subsequently dispatch this man behind this table and see another man move into his position, I come to the conclusion that there's infinite bodyguards behind there and move back.
Okay. There's too many of them. Bad guys don't have any line of sight. he'll stand there, all menacing like. Denver.
All right. Door. Open door.
Okay. So you open it and you see what looks like. What's this room for? It seems to be some kind of sorting machine, and it seems to be making Christmas gifts. And you see kind of a large machines along the side that look like kind of super computers, and they seem to be processing all the information into this giant machine, and like right here. Oops, ping. You do hear the sounds of whimpering off in the corner. This guy, but you can't actually see. Like someone's there, but you can't shoot, or you could try to shoot through the machinery if you wanted to. All right. As you come into the room, surprise!
Boozle.
It's a purebred shotgun.
Ow. Apparently they're shit. Can't even higher than 15. They try to fire at you. Actually, comedy effect. High or low?
Low.
Oh. If it was low, they would shoot each other as you go by. As they take aim, they just kill each other. No, they're smart enough to ambush you, so as you kind of go into the room, you kind of get the tingly sense, and you kind of dodge out of the way as they start taking shots at you.
Oh. I like getting shot at. So, Mr. Claus here is getting a laser bloot at him.
Bloop. Okay, so roll the hit. Fuck. Roll a d10. You graze his shoulder, as you know. You're trying to aim high for the head, as most of your targets seem to be headshots, but you kind of go wide and you kind of nick. You take out the little fluff, the little thing on the top of his hat, and it disintegrates. Jeremy.
I'm going to. So is my body still there?
Yeah, it's still in the corner.
Okay, I'm gonna go over here, try to make it so they can't really like crouch down, so they can't like see me.
All right. So as you're
I try,
doing
like,
that, and you're kind of dragging the body, one does try to take a shot at you because he's been waiting there patiently. But again, it's like quick movements. They're firing too wide and all that kind of stuff. So they don't hit you as you kind of drag your corpse to safety. I'll save you. So yeah, you can get your stuff from your body.
All right, grab the radio, the keys, and all the other
Everything
The
else.
Uzi thing. Yep.
So now you have 2 sets of twinkly, or actually no, they don't duplicate. So yeah, twinkly lights. However, he does your dead corpse has the your original laser pistol. So you can get an extra laser pistol
All right.
if you wanted to try to dual wield or whatever.
No, I'm just gonna use Uzi as my main weapon right now.
All right. Jason. You can do a perception to kind of determine where the fire. Again, fire seems to be all around, but I'll if you, depending on your perception, you with shots ringing out through the hallway, you again you think this is the action here. You don't hear what's happening in regards to Denver's character.
I decide, since right now I ran away from the action, I'm going to go in here.
Sure. Bad guys. Another one takes the random shot at you, Jeremy. But nothing. And the other 2 in this room, it's like, motherfucker, just die. Oops, that's not the roll I wanted. There we go. So one does manage to finally hit. Roll me the 100, Denver. As they're firing at you, you lose all feeling in your. Oh, it's always armed with you people. Are you a righty or a lefty? Righty or lefty? Are you a righty or a lefty?
I'm a lefty.
All right. I'll also have you, or a high or low game with you.
Low again.
Okay.
God damn. Whoa.
All right. It fires. Adrenaline's fueling you. You're not. You kind of felt something, but this is an intense firefight. Denver.
I proceed to try and shoot Santa Claus again.
Okay. You try to fire, and you realize that you can actually feel your left arm, as you notice that your left arm is on the ground, holding your weapon. What do you want to do? Technically, that's not that won't be an action because you're like pull trigger, and you're like nothing.
Chains gun. Can I operate the chainsaw with one arm?
Yes, but it will technically be disadvantage.
Alright. I'll attempt to chainsaw Santa Claus.
All right, you pull out the chainsaw with the one hand, and you literally take your teeth to it has one of those those rip cords. No. So you can roll to hit, but again disadvantage, so 2 dice. All right.
Wow.
So you swing, try to swing, but your unfamiliar with holding it in your right hand, and it goes wild. Like it is terrifying. Like Santa's shitting his pants. He's like, "Oh my god!" As you kind of like go over his head, and you're just swinging like. Jeremy.
All right.
Is it right arms for everybody? Or no, yours left arm. And then Jason it's right for you.
I think I'm just gonna like, what do you call it? Like, use my old body somewhat as like protection. Like I guess like prone. I guess like watch the door with the Uzi laser, and if anyone comes through it, that's an enemy. Just plow them down.
You can actually see, like right now the door is open. Like they shredded it from your poking your head. So you technically can see from your vantage this guy in the corner. Like he's the one who's trying to take shots at you right now.
Okay, I'll blow his head off. Try to blow his head off then with the Uzi.
Sure.
That's an energy weapon, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Does that count towards me, like, shooting at him, like, for the hit, or?
Yeah, basically you're gonna roll. So again, it's a shooting base, so it's Dex plus your energy weapon. So you do have to roll to hit, and then the damage for this one's gonna be a little different.
Roll 18.
All right. Roll me 2d10s. And you're going to take the highest.
Wait, roll what?
Roll 1d10 and 1d10, and you're taking the highest. Basically, your gun kind of spits the fire out. So 7. So that does shred much of the table and is going to hit him. So roll me a d100 for location. Again, we are playing, what's 72?
72.
You split the table, and apparently you take off his right leg as you hear him scream in agony. And he kind of loses his balance, and yeah, he's kind of on the floor. Jason. You do hear the firefight in the other room. And it sounds like a chainsaw.
Where is this chainsaw aimed at?
It looks like it's Denver's character, and he's swinging it with one hand, kind of all tipsy like as you pull back.
I go, yeah.
Okay.
Time's up, motherfucker. Right to the face.
All right.
Shotgun.
Roll point blank with shotgun. I'll give you advantage for that. One 1d20 for damage. Yeah, you basically you pointed at his chest, and basically the spread hits like his whole body, and he actually goes into that server, and basically you pin him, like basically crumple him into the computer or the mainframe, as he's just like a dripping pile of blood and bone. Bad guy. He's gonna shoot at you, Denver, but because of your terrifying chainsaw dance, he's gonna have disadvantage. So yeah, he
Terrifying chainsaw.
he fires wildly, like he's trying to back into this corner, like he has nowhere to go, as he like well wildly fires. Ugh! Uh, Denver.
Brum brum.
Yep, disadvantage though, and you're still getting your balance. Yeah, you find it, and roll for location. So D100. You take his, you're still swinging it wildly with the one hand, and you kind of swipe at his legs, and you take off his right leg. And he kind of goes down with a thump, but he's still alive, screaming. Bloody murder. Jeremy.
From where I am, can I see him now that like partly destroyed the table, or is he hidden, or?
He's kind of crawled away, so you can't see him. Like that's why he didn't take a shot at you this round, since he can't see you anymore. Basically, you just see kind of the smoking ruins where that is, but you do hear him cursing. Son of an elf.
How much ammo does the Uzi have?
We're playing with random rules, and you guys haven't reloaded any of your pistols, so it's basically unlimited.
All right,
We're playing by cinematics. You don't have to reload.
I'm going to
Unless
destroy.
it's the May gun.
Except for the main gun,
I want to like
because it's more
destroy
comical.
this table. Just like shred like anything in this viewpoint.
All right. Roll me a hit, and I won't. Well, roll me a hit, and technically you're aiming at a table, which is not moving, so you'll have advantage.
That's also with Dex, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And then roll me 1d10 and 1d10, and you take the highest. But with the table kind of in its current state, unless you roll 2 ones, the table's gone. And then technically, I will do a high-low game.
Hi.
You kill the guy behind the table too. Basically, you spray enough bullet or lasers into it that he being a bye, like hiding behind it shreds him as well.
Perfect.
Jason.
Do I know there's a guy hiding behind the servers?
Yeah, he's kind of he's like, oh my god, or oh my computer.
Old Yeller.
Alright. He's like,
No survivors.
Now, you guys do remember what your secret societies want from this place, right? If you have one that does need something from this place.
Oh, my secret society doesn't need that shit from this place.
Do you want to read it again? It doesn't matter. So he does say something before you old Yeller, and he says, he looks actually different than just the regular Joes. Like he seems to have he's actually a blue, and he has kind of like an R&D get up, so he has a lab coat and all of that. And he says, please, we must keep this machine intact. Like it will do so much for the Alpha Complex. Think of all the joy as you fire at him. So yeah,
All it says is I have elf ears and I want things to sit on my lap. That's it.
you want me to resend what it says for you?
Yes. 'Cause,
Unless you want to be surprised, because I'll, at the end of the game, I'll say what everyone's was for last.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, Old Yeller?
I shoot his leg.
Sure. So roll to hit. And roll. You're using your pistol or your shotgun?
Still.
So D10. You kind of like you shoot him in the kneecap him as he goes down, screaming.
Now pretend you're dead, bitch.
Let's see his constitution. He kind of murmurs and then he kind of lays there, pretending to be dead. Denver.
I finish off the claws.
You just dropped the chainsaw. Roll to hit, but not disadvantage, because technically it'll cancel out because he's on the ground. You do miss him in this one, as he sees you kind of come down for the kill. He kind of rolls. He's like, "Oh God." Jeremy.
All right. I want to try sneakily go around the car / desk / area to go over this side.
Sure.
Try to see if I can.
Roll me a sneak then.
All right. Sneak. What is that?
Based on your dex. And
15.
he's going to see if he... So he does see you. So he does take a random shot at you. Again, they are trying to... this is last man standing.
Yeah.
So, because you are using the car and all that, it does take a bit of it. So that takes half of it. However, actually, because you're kind of being prepared, roll me a dex.
Just a pure dex.
Yeah.
All right. 16.
All right. So you take that 4 and make it a 2, and so you get grazed, but it doesn't do anything to take off an arm or a limb for you. But no, they technically see you, and Santa cannot see you. Alrighty. So you sneak over. Do you want to take a shot back at him?
Yeah, I wanna
Alright.
try to kill him.
Sure. So roll me a hit.
21.
And then roll me a D10 and a D10 and take the highest. He disintegrates. Klingon phaser, as he disappears. Jason. So yeah, you are in a room that has this giant machine that seems to be either you're not entirely sure if it's sorting or making these presents, and it seems to be attached to these giant servers that seem to be feeding it information.
I will.
But there is a tube that seems to extend into the next room.
Has Denver finished off his claws?
No, he's hell bent on killing as he like swings his chainsaw blade down on him. But the Santa Claus does not want to die as he's like rolling around.
I go through here,
All right, you burst through the
dashing
door.
all the way.
Okay,
And
the
I
Santa
only
Claus
yell
turn.
this far.
And you're gonna do what?
And I shoot him right in the face.
All right, roll to hit him.
No.
So you see him, and he looks like a weirder Santa Claus as you fire. But again, you weren't sure what to expect in this room, so you kind of fired wide, and it kind of goes over his head as he turns in your direction, and you kind of notice that his eyes kind of twinkle.
Santa Claus.
Bad guys. This guy's on the ground, so he at disadvantage tries to shoot.
Thank God.
So yeah, it goes. He's like, may my aim be guided, but unfortunately you have disadvantage, so he fucks up.
It's like two crippled people swinging at each other.
Santa Claus with his eyes twinkling. He actually doesn't seem to. The one thing he does, he's gonna do two things. He seems to have actually toys, like little toy robots in his hands, and he seems to be he's basically winding them up. And he puts the last one down, and they kind of start moving towards Jeremy's character.
Oh no.
Let's see if I can find a toy robot.
He knows when you've been bad or good, so shoot him for goodness sake.
It'll be Teddy Bear Madness. The teddy bear's on the picnic. Alright, so with the final one wound up, 5, 10, 15. They start moving towards the exit. But he sees you, and his eyes, they were twinkling, and now they're red hot as lasers shoot out of his eyes.
My God.
Oh, son of a bitch.
However, apparently Jason's song of "He Knows When You're Sleeping" kind of, he's like accepting it. So his shot goes wide over Jason's head as lasers like cut swaths into the building. Denver.
Why won't you die?
I don't wanna. Regular. Yeah. You finish him off. As his last is, I don't wanna. Too bad. And you finally slam it and basically crush his head, and with the full weight of it.
I want to. So these are servers, and this is a machine.
Yeah, it seems like the servers are feeding the machine information, and there seems to be a tube attached that seems to like go into the other room. So you're not entirely sure if it's feeding toys or deposit, or you're not sure what its intent is.
I want to fiddle with the server.
All right. To do what? What's your hopeful outcome of fiddling with the
I want
server?
to figure out kind of like what information is feeding to the machine and see if it has any information about what the machine is.
Sure. You could do an intelligent, and if you have anything into programming,
I was thinking data cert.
yes, you can do that one. So roll me. So you get the impression that the machines are feeding the information in regards to who is naughty and who is nice. Basically, the machine then interprets that information and then creates an object based off the naughty or nice. So whether if they're super naughty, maybe an explosive. If they're nice, a camera, like something that you really want. So yeah, it's taking that information on who's naughty and not, fabricating the item, and then shooting it out into the other room, which apparently they would kind of sort it and package it off for it. So yeah, it's feeding the information. Basically, it's feeding people of the alpha complex, and it's determining, like, you're not sure where it's actually getting the information. You think that there's another probably server room where the like maybe an actual computer is additionally feeding this to it. But yeah, this is what's fed into the machine, and the machine makes the presence.
Would I be able to tamper with the information from the server?
To change who's naughty and nice.
Yeah, like would I be able to hack in and change my status of naughty or nice?
Sure. Roll me. Now use data for it. Do you have another one, like a reprogramming skill?
I the only high like computer one that I have is data search, and vehicle programming.
You
I have some
you
of
could do
these things.
a flat intelligent, like the data one. I'm gonna say with that roll you gave me, you can retrieve your name, but you might not have the programming skill to change the
Like
information to.
uh, I do have a 10 in hacking and in operating systems, but
Yeah,
I feel like 10 is like
you could do hacking, so that gives you a +5. So divide by 2, so that gives you a +5 plus intelligence. Give me 1 second.
We are still playing Tyler.
yep.
All right. So yeah, if you want to do a hacking roll, Denver, you can change what your status is. So apparently, you kind of read that you probably get the idea that, seeing how you didn't get a present, your first clone was probably on the naughty list, or very naughty list.
I need to put myself.
Okay. So yeah, roll me a hack.
Oops.
You think you've got it, and you get the sense that you can actually get your present right now if you really wanted to.
I thing look like little ribbons for Christmas.
Yeah. Before I make my way to get the present, I want to sabotage them.
Sabotage other people's stuff?
Yeah, I want to. And its connection. And the circle. I want to break them. So they're shooting my present.
Alright. So what I'm getting, unfortunately, with this fucking robot, you want to sabotage that everyone's maybe on the naughty list, or just destroy the servers completely?
I just wanted to destroy this.
Alright. So you can do that next round. So your round right now is you've got ding, and then it will eject you a present right here and now. And then you can either do it by code or just like take your fucking chain blade to it and destroy it that way. Jeremy, you kind of see these little toy robots start kind of skittering on the floor and seem to be moving in your general direction.
All right. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
The Christmas lights of doom.
Yeah.
The way they the switch on it to turn it on. Is there like a certain length, right?
Well, basically, it's a
thing,
long. Basically, it's a rope of lights, and actually the switch is at the very end of it. So you could almost lay it like the original purpose of it. You technically could use it almost like a spike trap, and then roll it out, and then press the button, and the laser would just shoot up. But you guys been basically wrapping it around yourselves and all that, or your victims, which makes it more of a death sentence for basically everyone in that area.
I want to do use it to trap the store then.
All right, so I'll have you. Are you gonna throw it out like a lasso or like a rope and kind of layer it, or just throw the whole bundle?
Try to just in a perfect line.
Sure. So you can draw your line across the map of what it is. So technically it would be 5, 10, roughly, let's say about almost 20 feet of rope. So you can do a 20 line, 20-foot line.
Right. I want to try to drape it so it's so it comes just so I have
Yep.
I'm capable of
Yep.
running away from it.
Yep.
The minute I turn it on.
Yep. So I'll have you do an intelligence because they're moving slowly towards you. You can kind of set it up, but are you? I think you've got the kind of the gist of it. So roll.
Will this have a energy weapon or a field weapon?
Basically, when you press the button, it just turns it on. Unless you were throwing it like a gun, like an actual thing.
So I just go for your intelligence.
Yeah, basically it's the intelligence to determine how you're setting up the lights, or which direction. You get most of the lights kind of pointing in towards the room, but again, there's quite a few lights on this thing, so you might not have gotten everything. It's a very dangerous weapon. You could do another round, but you think by then the teddies will be on you.
On and try running, so I'm so I do a turn on dash around corner type thing.
So again, it's only 15 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20. You could probably make it to here, and then you can hit the switch. Like, basically, it's like a TNT wire.
All right.
Um, so, you basically...
Sounds like that.
Yeah, perfect. Jason.
Wah, wah, wah. I
So-
want to
Mhm.
light a happy pillow on fire and stuff it into the Santa Claus's mouth.
Okay. Not sure how well that's gonna go, but so you take the pill in your hand and you kind of ignite, and it does technically like melt in your hand, and you shove it in towards Santa's
I
face.
force his mouth closed and hit him in the chest to force him to swallow.
Do a strength check for me, and Santa will do his strength.
No.
You try to shove your hand, but Santa actually grabs your hand, and you could technically let go of the pill, but it's still in your hand and it is burning. Like, you're not immune to fire, so you kind of let go of the pill and it drops out of your hand, away from Santa's
I
mouth.
let go of it and kick him in the balls.
Roll me a strength.
17.
And roll me 1d3.
A D3. Oh my. 1.
You hit him in the balls, but you notice that as you hit him, you hear the sound of clang.
Ah, damn it.
The Santa has no nuts.
And I have to old yeller.
Now your hand's still in his grip, and you're kicking him wildly into the balls. Bad guy.
I scream out, "Get in here! Help me, bitch!"
Oh, you're fucking lucky. He keeps his vice like grip on your hands, and his grin just expands more as his eyes glow again, and he looks directly at your head, and his eyes burn out with laser. However, your frantic squirming and all that, apparently you avoid his laser eyes. It's basically he tries
Help
to
me,
Superman
bitch.
you and basically burn your brains.
God damn it, help me!
Oh yeah, you only have the one hand, so you're not much of help me. Denver.
Do
Oh
I
yeah,
have
wait, bad
His
guys.
cries for help.
One more, actually, I forgot. So the teddies start to wander into the trap. Okay, now it's your turn, Denver.
Help is
Um,
needed.
I hear
You can do a perception to
Right,
see
but-
hear the screams.
Advantage.
No advantage. Unless your girly screams. You're too you're too Grinch like, because you're like, I want to ruin everyone's Christmas. I want the best presents.
I'm gonna paint all this server up.
So are you gonna physically, or are you gonna program as hack, or are you gonna just take your chain sword or chain blade?
I'm going to physically destroy these servers.
All right. So I'm not gonna have you roll for it. You start basically wailing on it. However, we'll do a high-low game.
I girlishly
whoa.
scream, "Help me!"
Um, you're basically, it has wiring and all that, and it will. Okay. What's gonna happen is your chain as you're whipping with your chain sword, eventually, it gets caught on something and the electric momentum it fries the chain sword and actually you are forced to let go and you do fly kind of across the room as your hair is now standing on end. But the servers are completely in rack.
No.
And the machine's not getting fed that information, so it's sitting idle. Jeremy, now you technically do witness the signs of Jason's character as, he's like basically being lifted by the hand and he's like kicking Santa Claus's grind, struggling. And you hear that, hear the screams, but you do see these robots kind of get to your threshold.
All right. Turn on the lasers. If they're not already on, turn them on.
All right.
Fry the teddy bears.
High or low?
High.
High or low?
High.
Okay. Because you're intelligent, you did fail to miss a couple lasers, so they were kind of pointed in different directions. However, you're smart enough to, luckily they weren't aimed at you, as basically the trap sets off and basically shreds these toys. And then the lights go dead when their power is completely used up. Jason, you are in the grips of Santa Claus.
My voice slowly gets girlier and girlier when I say, "Help me!"
Okay. You could try to break his
I
grip.
light his beard on fire.
Sure. So you notice that his beard starts to melt and his skin starts to bubble, and you see that he actually seems to ignore it. As you notice, as the skin starts deteriorating behind it, you notice that he seems to be not human. Dun dun dun.
God damn it! Help me! Hey, I struggle.
Okay. He finished this, Santa Claus. You stupid shit. Fuck. You're just a little like squirming everywhere, and lasers are shooting from his eyes. He furrows his technically the most of the skins, like he's ignoring the flyers at all, or what, like it's not doing anything. It's just revealing him to be like a machine. Dun 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 dun.
Kill it!
Denver.
Well,
Yeah, you now hear the girly screams. Like it pushed you all the way back to technically the one of the doors that's there, and you can hear with the girly screams, it almost like shakes the room. Help me!
while I'm on the floor here, I want to retrieve the laser pistol from my severed arm.
Sure. Yeah, you can get it from your vice grip.
Burst through this door.
Sure.
and take a shot at Robo Sand.
Sure. Roll the hit. So you fire wildly, but you see this. It's a scary sight. Like, this Santa's on fire, and it seems to be a robot underneath, and its red eyes, like it looks like it's from the depths of hell, holding Jason in its arm. Almost like
Head
grip.
and shoulders.
I'm just gonna like duck behind the workshop table.
Sure. Jeremy.
All right. I'm going to move here.
Yeah.
Now, is this like what is this?
This would be kind of Santa's workshop, and that's kind of a raised dais, and behind him is, this ornate chair that he would sit in.
Okay, but I can see him though.
Yeah, he's raised
Can I
kind of.
see the?
Yeah, you're witnessing this horror scene.
All right, I'm gonna take the Uzi and take aim. And do I
Sure.
have a? Am I able to shoot or?
Yeah, roll the hit.
All right.
Dun, 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 dun. No. Again,
14.
you basically the sight of the devil. The sight of the devil. As you kind of pepper around the target. Jason.
Just shoot it. Its arm off. You can't kill it. Use
Now
the claws' technology.
Now you notice that your arm is getting hot, as the fire has made Santa Claus he's warming up.
God fucking damn it. Struggle. I struggle.
All right, strength at disadvantage for you.
Are you fucking kidding? Okay.
Just because you're a one-armed man.
7.
Although you actually do break it.
What?
I rolled a 5 and a 1, and he had advantage. So you drop kind of prone, and you kind of back. You kind of crab walk away from the sight of the devil. Santa, what are you gonna do?
Shoot its leg off.
Fucking wide beam shot. Santa doesn't kill one person. I'll be sad. All right, so he doesn't have eyebrows anymore. You just see the skeleton. Basically now he looks like the Terminator with a gut. And he furrows his eyes, and then he does kind of a wide beam arc.
Head and shoulders.
So Mrs. Jason,
Woo!
Mrs. Denver, Mrs. fucking.
Santa needs recalibration.
Recalibrating.
Motherfucker.
Loading.
All right,
0%.
Denver.
Pew pew pew. More pew pew.
Sure.
All the pews.
Two dice for damage, and that we'll add them up.
Is that D10s then?
Yeah.
Woo!
8 and 8, 4 and 4, 8. Roll me a D10 or D100 for location. That left arm that was still kind of in position of the grapple with Jason's blows off. Lands on the ground in front of Jason's character, and it kind of fidgets and sparks as Santa turns towards you guys, and again his exoskeleton, he's always smiling. Jeremy.
I'm taking aim. And I
Fire.
firing.
All right.
18.
So a D10 and D10, you're taking the highest. You take all of Santa's arms and legs. Ooh. I'll have you do 2D 100 or one. Do a D100 and do another D100.
All right.
Oh, you did 58. All right. You take his left leg, and you basically hit the momentum pushes his bulk into the ornate throne, and you hear kind of the robotic sounds of Santa Claus. I only wish to bring joy to the children, and then his head explodes.
Does it kill Jason's character?
No, Jason got out of the grip, so he's like panting on the ground with this hand kind of fidgeting. You saved Jason.
It was just like a.
He didn't. Santa doesn't explode. Basically, it
just
slumps.
pops off.
Yeah. Well, actually, you disintegrate his head. Like there's a smoking crate where his head was. Where he's like, I only wish to help the children, and gone. Jason.
Yeah.
So Santa Claus, this Santa is dead. Then you notice the hand spaz out, but it seems tries to grab at random things, but it's like blind.
I go back into this room in the corner, huddle, and notice the servers and go, no!
You hear him have a little freak out in the other room.
And that's my turn.
Denver.
I want to take my present.
All right. So you see that it technically spit out its final gift because the servers were destroyed, and it says to your character, and you open it up, or are you going to open it up?
I open it up.
Okay, it's a piece of coal.
Ah.
Your hacking technically failed, but you did technically raise your status. So you were very naughty, which is death, to you're not so nice. So have a lump of coal. It's still fascinating.
I throw the coal at Santa's coal.
It kind of moves a little bit, and its lower jaw tries to like imitate ho ho ho. Jeremy.
All right. I'm going to here.
Yeah. Anything else?
Can I push that door open?
Sure. Now nothing shoots. You kind of react in regards to shooting back, but nothing shoots at you as you kind of peer in. You see what looks to be kind of a blue, and again he looks like an R&D officer. He's in kind of a scientific coat and all that, and you see all these giant server like computers and a giant brain that seems to be like kind of at the pinnacle of the room, and it seems to be kind of suspended in kind of fluid. And he's holding up his hand, and he's like, "Please, you don't understand. Me and my fellow scientists, we tried to come up with something to bring joy to the Alpha Complex. We heard of the legends, this legends of a person who would bring gifts to all the good people, and he brought joy, wonderful joy. So me and a couple of scientists genetically created this being, this Santa Claus, and I know you're doing for the greatness of the computer. Praise be his name, but we can't lose the holiday spirit, this spirit of giving." And he kind of backs towards this computer, and he pulls out what looks like a disc, and he says, "Even if you kill him, this must be preserved. Like, we cannot lose what data, or the significance of this being, this Santa Claus."
Question mark if I could see that, since I'm like in vision of door.
You kind of you see that Jeremy has opened this door, but he's standing in front. You kind of see a person behind him, but you don't overhear the conversation. Jeremy, what do you want to do?
Well, is that my end of my
Well,
turn?
you basically opened the door, and then he kind of did his speech. So you do have an action. Basically he's pleading with you, and he has this what looks like a disc, like a disc in a case, and he's telling you, like, if you destroy everything, you destroy Santa in all forms. But if you preserve, as long as this preserves, the spirit of Christmas can be reborn. And he gives you the reason why they've done it. And again, it's basically the scientists heard of this legend of this creature. They would call it a creature, and basically tried to genetically create it. This is the big brain in the tank, is the joy and all that of Santa. It's basically Santa's brain kind of comes up with the knowledge of all the Alpha Complex, and kind of deems them if they're naughty or nice and all that kind of stuff. Now the scientists kind of did go.
Heresy, Jeremy?
They did kind of go with the extreme of very naughty equals death, but again, everything's extreme in the Alpha Complex.
I'm gonna be extreme too. I'm going to Uzi, laser Uzi thing, and destroy them.
So the scientists or the brain?
Scientists first.
Okay. So roll to hit.
24.
2d10 and take the highest.
10.
So he disintegrates, but the disc drops from his hand, and it goes clang, and then it lays on the ground. Jason. Now, the guy who's playing possum, he kind of crawls out towards you, and he gives you the same spiel. And he's like, your friends, you don't know what you're doing. If you destroy Santa, you destroy all the hope for the Alpha Complex. And, it must be preserved. It must. As, he's, hacking and coughing and all that. He's really overdoing it.
He gives a spiel to me.
Yeah, basically, he's another scientist who helped in regards to creating the Santa Claus. So he kind of points you, across the room, to the other side of the complex, and he says, the true the true spirit of Christmas is in that room. You know, we can't let it all be destroyed. You know.
Um,
Now he'll with that might try to. Well, on his turn, he'll try to sneak out. But it's your turn.
I shoot him in his other kneecap.
Yeah, I'll just say you hit him. He's just, oh my god, why?
I'm letting you live, but that doesn't mean I'm letting you escape, bitch.
I'm gonna say actually he passes out from the pain, so he does definitely look like he's dead now.
He's dead.
Well, he's not dead, but you know, if anyone walked by, you know, he's passed out because he's taken too much trauma.
All right, good on him.
Good for faking it.
I approve, 100%.
So what do you want to do?
I want to go over to the other room. Did Jeremy just...
Now you're not sure what's happening in that other room, so you're not.
I go into this room. I see the brain. Say, "Oh, great technology," and I go and shoot Jeremy in the kneecap.
You can't shoot him because you've already done that. You've done your shot. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can get halfway, so you're basically moving towards Santa's body. So you don't even get in that room. Bad guy. He's unconscious, and the brain actually speaks. You know, it kind of lights up, and he's like, "Oh no, you know, please, young man, didn't you ever want?" And you know, he kind of starts naming items like gifts and all that. He's like, "I could bring you these gifts, you know, during this special holiday, and you would feel the love and the warmth of Christmas and of Santa Claus. And isn't that nice to feel this love?" Denver. You can if you want to respond, you can respond, or you can, you know, come up with something on your turn and go, hell no.
I'm gonna wait for my turn.
Right.
I'm running into the room.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you're going to do a full run? So yeah, if you do a run, you can make it into the room. So yeah, you do witness it. And you can say stuff. And Santa also says, and like, I know you've been a naughty boy, Denver. But you can change. You know, the true meaning of Christmas is it helps people in regards to making them nicer and better to one another. And you will be rewarded to be nice and kind, especially during this season. I know you got onto the very naughty list, but you could change. The spirit of Christmas is for everyone. You can technically do your rebuttal if you want, but you have no action. That's basically.
I'm gonna wait until I have an action.
Everyone just fucking shoots Santa Claus. Jeremy.
All right, I'm going to go and pick up the disc.
Yeah.
And pocket it for later.
Okay.
Okay. So, your Santa Claus, well, you didn't say anything about sexy men or dildos or anything sexual, so fuck you. I use the gun and just fuck. Shred him.
Denver, are you doing the same kind of reaction, Denver? Was that what you were going to do?
My reaction was just going to be all like, communist scum.
So basically, I'll say you guys kind of look at each other, and you kind of make that mental agreement, and you kind of nod, and then you turn towards the big brain, and then you both draw your guns and just start like firing like a madman. So the tank breaks, and holes are punched into the Santa Claus big brain, and the power flickers and dies, and all the fluids on the floor. And he's like, "I only wished to be for the children. Ho, ho, ho." And then it dies off.
I'm still shooting. Can I shoot these two servers that it's hooked up to as well?
You can on your official turn, you could turn around and do that, but Jason, you will go one more round before Denver acts. So Jason,
Okay.
you hear the sounds of gunfire.
I kind of like fucking toss me into this role. Fucking go see this great technology and fire on my two companions. Because clauses, the technology of the clauses must be preserved. So I fire.
All right, so you can roll to. So who are you technically firing upon? Now, if you roll
Jeremy,
roll me an intelligence check. You know the jig's up for your secret society. You could get the other guy out, but you don't want to technically completely blow your cover. So you get one shot in this room. So technically, if the first one you kill, the other one's going to report your treasonous, your secret society. So probably playing possum at the moment, or maybe rushing towards the computers and trying to maybe pull information before your friends, colleagues get to them, or even try to convince them to hold off on destroying the computer and say that the mighty computer might want to investigate further or something like that. But to actually come into the room and start shooting, probably not a smart plan at all.
I will harvest data before they get to it.
All right. So you run into the room and you kind of are aghast with the this giant brain, and you run. Now, you have any skills in regards to hacking or like data mining or anything like that?
Yeah, in hardware, yes. Hardware, software, all over 4.
So I'm going to have you roll that, and then I'm gonna have you do charisma. Actually, no, it's going to be a dex. So roll your data hardware first,
Data hardware.
or whatever you
So
use.
straight up just be 4. So I got 15.
All right,
and
and then
dex.
roll me a dex. So you pull out what looks like, and I'm going to have you two roll a perception, because potentially you could kill this one. So Denver and Jeremy, perception. So basically what your action is going to be, Jason, is you see that, it has hard drives that you can pull out. So you're going to try to bluff as, you run at the computer or the mainframe headlong. And, it looks like you're smashing it, but you're going to kind of pocket one of these hard drives. However, your kind of trick of the hands, Denver doesn't see this, but Jeremy, you do.
I also have sleight of hand.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
So what will sleight of hand give you? How many pluses?
Give me a +4.
So 15. So unfortunately, Jeremy's 20 will spot you.
Righto.
4. Denver doesn't see this. He's too, he hates Santa Claus for giving him shit. It's like, I hate you. I'll never be a good boy.
I'm a dude with my hair standing on ends, covered in blood, with one arm.
So, unless Jeremy speaks up, well, actually, no. It's Denver's turn. So, Denver, you go at the machines with Savage Fury, correct? Are you
Oh yeah,
still
I
bent
just
on?
started unloading the laser pistol
Okay,
into
so
the
you're
machine.
blindly firing at it. I'm not gonna have you roll. Jeremy, are you gonna say anything? You don't have to.
I'm going to take my Uzi and just this cabinet here.
All right,
Just destroy it.
sure. So they lay waste to you guys lay waste to the facility. You've killed the big brain of Santa Claus. Um, you 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 secretly, Jeremy, have the CD. No one else knows about the CD. Uh, Jason, you grabbed a hard drive, so and believe in secret have technically have that on you. So you've wiped out this entire facility. Like no one, you've killed the Robo Santa and killed all his minions. And with that, you kind of walk out of this facility, kind of happy that you've kind of completed your task. Now I'm not robotic, am I?
A little bit.
Okay. This I just saw the little red and I'm like, shit, that probably was all robot. But I am the robot. I am the computer. So yeah, you guys are given a debriefing. So basically, you hand all your weapons back to R&D. And R&D, asks you, so, the first one, he comes up to you, Denver, and says, pros and cons on the May gun, like, what do you think of it, and, how best should we improve on that technology?
Needs bigger ammo storage. Needs bigger tank.
Bigger for Super Soaker. Good. I thought, then, you get a few blues, they're all agreeing and nodding. Like, oh, very cool. Jeremy, they asked how was the twinkly lights and how effective did they do damage and what better ways can we improve on this technology?
It did good, but you need switch for it, and maybe it can do multiple charges.
Bigger
Besides,
battery pack. Oh, very, very good, very good.
And a remote switch, so you can throw it, set it off in a room type thing.
Oh, a timer.
Because all the communists.
Kill all the communists. We that's what we strive here at R&D. Kill the communists. An egg timer kind of idea. That probably would be better, especially if you threw it. We always kind of thought spike trap kind of thing, but maybe it can be more like a grenade almost, like we can throw it. What about the Christmas wreath?
Maybe something to help with aim.
An actual cannon that can fire it. Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Because, me throwing, I'm not sure I'm a terrible thrower, and I just cannons are hitting not the communists. We could have had so much information. One of them, but just missed.
Fascinating. And for you, my friend, Jason, how are the joy grenades? Did they bring joy?
Lots.
Any improvements on it? It's a gas-based hallucinogens and all that we've kind of combined. And someone had that you like when it goes off and it says joy, I know some people are like, it's not too terrifying, but we thought joy grenades.
I think the hallucinogens shouldn't, even on the happiness officer, I don't to the communists. I want them to terror. So maybe that would cause them to scream and be scared and
Call joy grenades terror grenade. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Why would we want the communists to be happy? Make it very scary. And then the tag time will say, instead of joy, I'll say, boo.
Yes. Perfect.
That's good. Maybe we'll implement this during the and they basically they give you the date, and everything's computer, so computer Eve or well, that would be December. They basically said R&D will take a little bit while in regards to the terror grenades, so hopefully they'll be like in October that they'll be developed. Terror grenades, I like, very good. So yeah, you hand all your stuff back in. Again, you do keep your sidearms, all your contraband weapons. R&D only takes the stuff that you borrowed. You can keep your Uzi weapons or whatever. Like, it doesn't really matter. But usually they're like, well, those are technically contraband weapons. We'll take them for you, but you don't have to if you don't want to. And then basically you are both. So once you've given all your stuff away, you are sent to a debriefing room. So it's an official building, and you kind of notice higher ends walking about, and it's almost like the principal office in a way, as it has seating for everyone to take a seat, and your debriefing officer will come and talk to you in regards to how the mission went, and if there's anything we should be worried about, treasonous or mutations that you discovered along the way, and all that kind of stuff. So for this one, everyone can roll me a D20. So it's basically initiative round again. Ooh, Jason wants to be first. I like that initiative. Denver and Jeremy?
Oh, I got
Mine was 18.
Oh, I am blind. 18 and 4 for you, Denver. Right. So with that, how it's going to work is with our Discord channel, we do have Drums of War. So we're going to do kind of the same thing in regards to the whole element in regards to if you had questions and all that. So it's going to be a private session. No one else is going to know what you said in regards to it. So yeah, my first person up will be Jason, then Jeremy, and then Denver. So I'll move to Drums of War, and Jason, you can come, and then we'll do the debriefing.
Okay.
So yeah, they call you in, Jason, and they seat you down, and there is a he is actually you're kind of surprised that it's the guy who's kind of in giving the debriefing is actually an indigo. You've never seen an indigo before, and he kind of leans on his desk, and you kind of see some odd baubles and all that, like for your pay grade, this is big. And he comes to you and says, usually I don't do these myself, but with this Santa epidemic, it was vital that we go over the debriefings, or I go over the debriefing with you,
Okay.
just to make sure we tie up all loose ends in regards to this matter. So tell me, how did the mission go in your perspective? And then he kind of looks at his data slate, and he says, "Yes, as you were the happiness officer. Tell me all what you kind of saw, and if we hear and the great computer, and you hear the chime, and you see the giant eyeball." of the computer come down and says, "Yes, tell us how it went."
It was wonderful. All I did was lose an arm. I mean, a hand.
He says, "Oh yes," and the Indigo leans to look, and he says, "Oh yes, you are seem to be missing an arm." He kind of claps his hand together, and you see this kind of looks like an R2D2 unit kind of come in, and seems to kind of laser shoot out of his arm, and it almost seems like he's sketching your arm out of thin air, and then your arm comes back with no problem. And he says, "Yeah, so yeah, happiness, officer, and everything was happy. Well, we do like that. And you did get rid of the Santa epidemic completely. There's nothing we should be worried about."
Well, I didn't get rid of it completely. I thought would be good for future output and then the hardware.
Oh, so you
Like
you present the hardware, and he says, "Perfect." He says, I'm glad that and he looks at the computer, the eyeball, and the eyeball kind of bobs up and down, and he says, "Yes, it's perfect. We can kind of evaluate the research that these traitors and what they were getting into. Maybe we can improve it. Maybe do something. What do you say, computer miss or something?" And the computer's like, "Well, every day is my day, but yeah, let's have a bigger day for it." And the Indigo's quite pleased, and he nods towards your character, Jason, and says, "We are quite pleased with you bringing this information to us. Is there anything else you want to mention?"
That Rudolph character's a little sketchy. I don't think I ever want to go on a mission with him again.
"Oh, how so?" And yeah, again, he leans in to the sense. And again, this is what the briefing rooms are for. That's why everyone's individual.
Yeah.
So he leans in and says, "You don't want to be one of his because of is it treasonous activities? We are always vigilant on treason. Like, if you have anything in regards to recordings or anything that we should be keeping an eye out, you can trust us." And he leans in, and you see the eyeball, kind of the iris go wider. And it's like, yes.
I wouldn't say treasonous as odd personality tick. I don't think it's a common thing.
He says, "Yes, there are a few recordings in regards to his odd behavior when you were in the marketplace." And you see that the eyeball of the computer change, and you hear "babe, babe," and like "I'll suck your cock" and all that kind of stuff. It's like love and that it's strange behavior for a citizen, especially we don't reproduce in that barbaric way. That is an old way of thinking. It's good that you brought this to our correction, and maybe correcting his behavior is not a bad idea. Anything else? What about your friend Denver? He was your loyalty officer. Did he act according to his stature?
He was always writing down the violations that he saw.
Great.
I'd say he did pretty good.
We'll
the only
definitely.
one weird thing was he pulled out a chain. I don't even know where he got it.
Chain. That is definitely. That's not a red standard. And the computer's like, no, that's not red. That sounds like treasonous gear. We'll definitely look at that. Thank you, Jason, for letting us know of this, and good for you. bringing this, and he kind of taps the indigo taps the hard drive and bringing this to our attention. Could you bring in Rudolph or Jeremy's character for me?
All right.
Lord.
All right. So, you get into this room, Jeremy, and it's a very ornate room, and you see what looks like, actually you're surprised at this color, who's actually doing the debriefing. It's actually an indigo, and you've never seen an indigo before, and you see he has some odd, trinkets on his desk. And above him is like a computer, or the computer on a monitor, and his eyeball, it's always an eye and just kind of staring at you. And the indigo speaks first and says, I am doing the debriefing for you, Rudolph or Jeremy, just because of how vital this situation was. This Santa Claus. We want to make sure that we tie up all loose ends in regards to this epidemic. So I'm going to ask you, in all honesty, how do you think how the situation or how the mission went?
It went over this data disk.
Oh, you gave him the disc?
Yep,
His eyes widen, and the computer's pupil enlarges. Wonderful, simply wonderful.
I was just wondering if their teammate gave you the heart. I see him take it. I wasn't sure if he gave it to you or
Yes,
not.
actually, Jason did give us a hard drive, and thank you for letting us know that you knew, just in case we didn't get it. Like that would be very suspicious if we didn't receive such that item, especially if it was on his person. But a disc as well. Oh, the indigo seems to be kind of like excited that they're getting like data from the Santa Claus, and says, with all this stuff, we could potentially revise and maybe redo the Santa personnel. Maybe scratch, embed him into something that will serve our wonderful computer. Glory to the computer. And then the computer said,
And how
yes.
ominous. Kill
Well,
kill
this Santa, we might not be able to call it. Like it is a weird thing that it was doing, and it is treasonous that its activities, apparently it could oversee all this stuff, and only the great computer. That's he keeps on swelling his chair to look at the monitor, and says only the great computer can oversee everything. Like having another an individual or this thing do the same thing as the computer, it's definitely like traitorous. Like it's taboo. It's forbidden. However, maybe some of the stuff we can get from this hard drive and this CD can lead to better understanding. Maybe giving the great computer more of an edge in monitoring our citizens.
Maybe here we can call Santa the computer, where he does give gift laws, make much joy and happiness for everyone.
Well, the computer does that
like crazy.
The computer does that all the time. The computer brings you happiness, right?
If we give, I don't know, like a thing of roses or a teddy, just happy meters go up.
Roses.
Be skyrocketing.
Well, roses are a higher level item. Well, we could maybe fabricate, but that sentiment and all that. Now, we have noticed in regards to a few monitoring situations that you Rudolph have some weird, odd behavior in regards to love and caring and kind of this passion. And the monitor changes, the computer eyeball changes, and you see kind of footage that it was able to record in like the marketplace, and a little bit of the orgy, like love and suck my cock and all that kind of stuff. And he leans forward and says, "What do you think of your behavior?" The Indigo says.
Um, that could have been the plant slowly getting into my system, not 100% the G.
Yes, this plant. We've noticed it's kind of grown. That's slick. Very good, Jerry. Yes, this plant. It seems to be somewhat of a pestilence, and we're trying to weed it out. But yeah, you do see this behavior as odd, correct?
Most like the orgy stuff, me naked, line of tight clothes, showing not full nudity. That's for private settings.
Mm, yes, 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 yes. So from the sounds of it, you think that your mission was a success, and by all means, it looks like it was definitely a success. As we've retrieved a hard drive. You've given us a CD. Do you have any input in regards to anything else that has happened in this during your mission? Like anything you want to report in regards to treasonous, or you've seen mutations, or anything that we should be aware of?
I think you should manage because that river just fire, just the whole constantly almost.
Yeah, we did see, and then again, the computer changes his to a monitor, and then you see the marketplace where you spontaneously set ablaze, and the camera does. Actually, that's probably or no, it does catch during when you were in R&D. Basically, Tyler's stick melt like incinerating in his hand. He says, "Yes, this fire. You think it's caused by some kind of or someone's mutation? Some unregistered mutant maybe in your party?"
Yes, because if you look at it, it's where one of I think Denver's is a registered mutant. I think. Forget. Our leader was a registered mutant, so it has to be someone in our party. And when we were down at the Santa Claus lair, garbage and haze combust for no reason.
So one of yours, and I know your leader, he was mysteriously disappeared during this mission, so it couldn't be him in regards to this. Not that we want people to point. Well, actually, we do. We do want between your friend your friend Denver and Jason, who would you think would be the likely fire starter?
I'd say Jason, because if you look at it, it's always when he thing. Like when I got a call on Denver was not even I was on his back.
Yes. That is strange. We will investigate this issue for sure. Having an unregistered mutant is considered a treasonous.
Totally communist.
Well, not a communist, but it's definitely traitorous. If you are hiding stuff, you should not hide stuff from the computer. Our benevolent computer should see everything and know everything.
Yep.
He is life itself.
Yeah, 100%.
Anything else you want to report? Any other treasonous? Like as a equipment officer, you gave the right equipment to people, correct? And you thought
Yep.
that job was given to you correctly.
Yeah. Um, no, I think I see my. I'm not 100% sure. My one teammate, Denver, have some type of weapon, but I'm not sure if from the place because he was in a
Yeah.
room by himself. Next thing I know, he comes out with a weapon, but it did
Um.
just get destroyed. So he could have picked it up to destroy stuff.
Oh yeah, you would have seen him in the hallway for it. So yeah, he says yes. We have been mentioned of this odd treasonous weapon that your friend Denver has. We will. Does he still have it on his person? Do you know? Yes? No? No? Yes?
No,
No? Okay. Well, we'll have to take a team down and see if we can get this item you're talking about and I better identify it, especially if it's considered treasonous items.
oh, it looked really powerful. Like maybe something only the computer kind of dangerous.
Does sound like something that the computer does not want someone like him to have. Is there anything else you want to add? If not, if you want to send Denver into to us, we will discuss.
That's everything.
That's
I
everything.
will send Denver in.
Alrighty.
Hey, yo.
Hey yo. Okay. So you enter, and the room seems very inquisitorial. So you see a nice desk and see odds and sods. You are surprised though when you enter that you see an indigo, and you've never seen an indigo before. And he's sitting in kind of a flush chair, and you notice that above him is a monitor, and it's displaying the iris of the great computer. And the indigo leans forward and says, "So, Denver, um, let's discuss our mission." And I know you are surprised that I'm doing this interview with you, but this Santa Claus was such a serious matter in the Alpha Complex that it only makes an indigo needs to make sure this case is closed. Like there's no sticky wicket or anything like that. So can you tell me just a little bit of how you think that the mission went in regards to whether it was successful?
I believe it was successful.
And Santa Claus is completely eradicated. You didn't miss anything.
I blew up the servers, and the robot Santa Claus was destroyed along with every other being in that building.
So all equipment was destroyed, and under your watchful gaze, nothing was missed. Everything was eradicated.
Yes.
Good. As loyalty officer, it is your duty to, make sure that, no treasonous activities or anything, against the computer kind of stirs within your group. Can you, tell me if you've noticed any strange behavior or treasonous activities? Like, one of your teammates did report that you were writing down stuff in regards to issues, and we'd be happy to take a look at them together. Right, computer? And computer's, oh yes, most definitely. Tell us, what did you write down, and tell us of any treasonous behavior. Denver.